everybody. It's me and Scott. He's going to chime in periodically. He's gone in the other room right now, but you're at a weird angle because, hi Kendra, I'm learning a setup. I've got a much smaller table than I was using at the cottage. Next week, or when I do the thing with Mary for her next hop, I may have to stand and just work at my center island. Let me show you guys. Lift you guys up here. That's the formal dining room. And then as you come around here, my long cutting table, and I've got stuff, all the bins here. And it's coming together, but you can see I'm still sorting stuff, and it's just so exhausting, so exhausting. So I'm going to put you back down unless Scott wants to come over and say hi.
Hello. Hello. I'll get a seat here in a minute.
All right.
I have coffee right now.
He's making coffee. So I don't have a lot of table space. I can't go back too far or I'll shove the camera in a hole. Susan says, hi, Scott. Barbara says, hi, Scott. They're all saying hi. So, and I keep rolling backwards. I don't know what to do about that. This is a learning process. So when I was going through things, I found just some 110-pound cardstock that was just little pieces. So I've got 4 little cards that are 3.5 by 4.5. This one's a 4 1/4 by 5, and that's a 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I wrote the measurements on the front because you're going to cover it anyway, right? Now the dilemma is I do not have any double-sided tape available, so I'm going to use Elmer's Extreme and or some, what is this? Scotch Quick Dry. Because the double-sided tape is still MIA. It's in a box somewhere. I probably have another, I would say 20 boxes to go to get through everything that says Becky's Craft Room. Yes, I have that much stuff. And then I came across this. Do y'all remember when we did the, I need to turn that autofocus off because it's driving me bonkers. I meant to do that before we started. We did a handmade flow journal swap. And I believe this one came from Linda T, which I hadn't seen Linda T in here in a while. There's Violet. Hi, Violet. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Linda H, Barbara Clark, Susan Gerald, Kathy Whitney. Who else? Joan Bell, Angie Bassett, Suze. I think that's everybody, and Kendra. Kendra, I love the crocheted critters that you did posted. I'm trying to get you guys the most view here. There's Mary. So I thought I would make some cards and see if I can use these up. I need some cards to stick in Happy Mail. Thank you, dear. Get me a sip of coffee. We've had kind of an odd day today. And we went to Ollie's.
Good stuff, cheap.
Good stuff, cheap. And we found, you can move this.
Bring my chair over.
All right.
Oh, I get my good chair.
Oh, I did buy something that's art oriented. Scott's bringing his chair over. He and I have gotten so used to doing crossword puzzles together. We used to get the neighbor lady that moved off. We used to get her newspaper and we would do the puzzles. So I got 101 crosswords for him and I. it was only $49. So, and then when it's done, guess what? I can turn this into an art. So I'll get double duty out of this. And then the other thing I got made me think of Barb Owen. Let's see who else here. Hi, Janet. Want to make sure. And Sharon Marlowe. Hey. And so this I saw at Ollie's, and it's Zen doodling mandalas. And I thought it would give me ideas to do some mandalas because Barb's got me hooked on these things. And this book at Ollie's was only $1.99. But look at all the ideas you can get out of here.
Oh, and I'm curious how the stream is doing, if it's breaking up,
Yeah,
falling on y'all, because we're running on Wi-Fi right now.
so you see, this is a really good book for ideas. Oh, I'd love to do one all in black and white like that. That would be awesome. But it gives you all these wonderful ideas. So that was, so I can do some more mandalas, and I think they would help me relax and chill out a little bit. Meditation with Shelly last night. And Shelly, if you're listening, I know she's got a class tonight, but if she watches the replay of this, I really appreciated that. Hi, Isla. Aren't they wonderful? Barb's cards. I was gifted a set of those cards by a couple of the lovely ladies here, Mary T. and Janet. So this was gifted to me when we did that swap. Oh, honey, be careful. We got stuff everywhere. Everything is covered in stuff. But
I'm ashamed of how much stuff I have.
We've taken, since we got down here, we've made 3 separate trips, haven't we? Or is it just 2?
3 trips to donate stuff.
To donate. That's what I was going to say. So let's do a quick flip through this. And I'm sure this was sent to me by Linda T. But I'm going to pull things out of here. Here's a card. Yes, Linda T. She made that card. Isn't that beautiful? And that's nothing but punched out butterflies with a pearl in the middle. Anybody can do that. So I thought I might grab some of these, cutting these to fit the cards may be interesting because I don't know where the rotary cutter is. I have my guillotine though. But yeah, I thought these could be fun. And I'm just going to do a quick flip. I have another one of these that, because I swapped 2 of them, but I am not sure where the other one was. This one was in with my current art journals, and Mary was talking about that. Oh, that would be cool on a card. But Scott was going to talk about a couple things.
Well, first off, I'm ashamed of my shops. Yes, I said shops, plural. I have a wood shop, mechanical shop, and I have a electronic shop, and they're both a shambles. And I can't believe how much stuff I have. I'm ashamed of it. I threw out a huge pile of cutoffs and scraps. This because I need the room, and I need the room more than I need the cutoffs and scraps.
Exactly.
But while unpacking, I've just uncovered some things that just bring me joy. It's not the only things that bring me joy, but it's just cool stuff that I found that I have this little collection of rulers that's kind of.
Let me step back a little bit.
Things
While
that
he does that, I'm going to pull some things out.
I've just picked these up at various places along the way and just thought they were cool. This is a little set of calipers. It has a company logo on it. I'm sure this company probably gave these away as a marketing tool, but it's a little compact set of calipers that you can do some quick measurements on things. And it's small enough it'll fit in your pocket. So I've always kind of thought that was the type of thing that was neat, and it's got a company logo on it. I found this in a parking lot, and it just looks like a regular mechanical scale, but it has the slot cut in it. And if you look at this carefully, that's a Brown and Sharp wire gauge. So you can, and here's the conversion of the Brown and Sharp wire gauge on the back of it. So
that's the size of the wire
Yeah.
that you would need.
yeah. So even though I just found this laying in a parking lot, I rescued it and thought it was pretty neat, and they've actually used it a few times, and it's a pretty accurate little scale on each side. We picked up thrifting. It's this scale here, and it has fraction to decimal conversions on the backside, and then we have inches and millimeters. And I think this goes down to as fine as 1/28 of an inch down on this scale. So, these kind of things are handy to have around if you work on stuff, and they're expensive if you have to go buy them new, but they're next to nothing when you go buy them at the thrift store. This is another thrift store find, and I think he's used this more than I have for cutting things. And you don't see very many scales that are this long, that are 18-inch like this in steel. And then again, you have the metric side, and just a nice little scale. And this scale is for laying out type. It has font spacing on here, and plus it has some magnification along this area. So this is, if you're doing any drawing or any layout work, this is a real handy ruler for layout work. Sometimes I sketch things out before I build them, and this is a good ruler to use for that. So enough of that. What are some of the other Scott things?
You were going to do a tour through most of your staplers, but you have more. Hi, Nashua. Scott's joined us tonight, and he's just sharing some of his favorite rulers and things.
I like this lit chocolate with the chili flavor. I just love this chocolate.
That's his favorite, and mine is the one with the orange.
And I can't stand a cheap stapler. I don't know how many of you at work have ever had to use one of those cheap Boston staplers that jams, but I just think they're terrible. And years ago, when Becky and I first started out housekeeping, I bought a drafting table from work that they were auctioning off some old office equipment. And inside that drafting table was this stapler here. It's an Ace Liner Executive. This is the absolute best stapler you can get. This thing never jams. It's like the Rolls Royce of staplers. And here's one I picked when we were living up in the cottage. I needed a good stapler. I found this one at the Goodwill, and I think this is a Bates. Yeah, it's a Bates 9000. It's a good heavy metal stapler, and this is another one. It does not jam. And I don't know what this is. This is some no-name thing we picked up at a thrift store, and it's another good one that doesn't jam. And it's lightweight plastic. It won't hold up like these other two. But why go through life suffering with something that jams and makes you say bad words?
Yeah.
Vicky's working on something entertaining for y'all here shortly while I fill this time.
Well, I'm just going through this that Linda T had sent me.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh,
I'm still filling time.
Sorry.
Still filling time.
You could use the whole 2 hours with stuff if you kept pulling stuff out.
I love books. And I have a bunch of technical books. And Becky has been wonderful and unpacked our books.
Some of them.
And they're in piles.
In piles by subject.
So, yeah, mostly by category. And this by no means is the limits of this is just a small sample of my book collection, but these are on shortwave receivers and homemade radios. And it's from a time period that I find especially interesting. It's the 1930s, middle of the Depression. Nobody had any money, but radio was a good, cheap form of entertainment. And you could actually buy kits and buy individual components and build these little simple radios that would work. And they were simple enough that you could build them right there at home. And
Barbara Clark, she says, I've got the old used Volkswagen of staplers.
excellent. Another stapler person.
Kathy Whitney says, I'm thinking Office Space.
Yep, absolutely. But I've always liked this generation of radios and radio books. And for years and years, I've collected parts to build my own radios. And I think maybe 2021 may be the year that I finally just sit down and build one, and like I've always wanted to.
Yeah.
I might have a little time.
Yeah.
So that's it for
What Scott has.
secrets for today.
Well, I'm just pulling some things out here to see if we can't drop something on the floor. I think it's a paper clip. Oh, there's a Merry Christmas all wadded up.
There she is. Old Merry Christmas.
I don't know if that's going to be savable. Something else fell. I don't know where it went. All right. So I might do a layered card. I think there it is. It was a paper clip with a moon face on it. She had put a lot of dangles, and all these tabs and things are on paper clips. So let's look back at chat. Scott just went right in goal for the gold and didn't look at any of the chat as he went along. So let's see.
Oh, there's more I have to do for.
Well, you kind of want to see if they have a question.
Oh, okay. It is two-way, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm horrible about getting involved with whatever I'm doing and forgetting and neglecting my audience, and that's not good. So Cheryl's come in and Candy's come in, and they've all said hello, Scott. Yes, we are at our house. Up 2 more staplers. No.
Same one.
Same one.
You should have that one.
Well, my voice is smiling tonight because I did a meditation with Shelly last night. If it hadn't been for Shelly, I'd be worse.
Thank you, Shelly. Sit, Scott.
Yeah, Scott said I slept really well after doing the meditation with Shelly. So Barbara said it was interesting about the calipers, and we just found those laying in a parking lot.
I'm not sure where I found these little calipers, but
I thought that's what you said.
that little scale on the sharp wire gauge, I found in the parking lot.
Maybe we got that other at the thrift store. And she said, Barbara says that one looks like a sewing stitch counter.
Ooh.
Hi, Mina. She says, hi, Becky and Scott. That looks like my lost Pika pole. Wonder what that was.
I don't know.
Barbara, what was that looked like your lost Pika pole? We're not sure because Scott wasn't paying attention and I was looking through stuff.
Pika pole. I bet that was for setting type or font.
Okay. Hi, Nashwa. Just scrolling through and seeing if you guys had any question. Everybody's just saying hi and everything. Thanks, Janet, for the thumbs up tip. Yeah, we got our chocolates at World Market because we're down here. We are close to everything. It takes us 20 minutes to get to Irmo.
Yeah.
about 20 minutes to get over north side of Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're close to every 10 minutes from the Columbia airport.
We're right at the junction of I-77 and I-26. And, you know, even for a day trip, we're an hour and a half to Charleston or an hour and a half to the
Charlotte.
mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, or an hour and a half to Charlotte. I bet Scott had a handle in the 70s. What's that mean?
A handle? You don't remember all the CB radio?
No, I didn't have CB radio. No.
No. Scott graduated high school in 1977.
Yeah.
Susan says she has one like this beige stapler.
It's a fine machine.
I might snitch the other one that you have over there that's got a long throat on it because I could use it to
That
make
Ace Liner, that's a great stapler.
the one that we got when we first got married.
Yeah, that came in that drafting table.
Oh, yeah.
From when I bought that from Square D, it was stuck in the back of it.
When we get Scott's electronic radio area sorted, we'll do a tour. Right now, it's full of boxes. It's all disjointed. And we'll show you the drafting table he's talking about. It is huge. It's solid oak.
Yep, it's all wood, no metal.
I'm trying to catch us up. I think we're getting there. Hi, Beth. Beth's here. A pica pole is for measuring type.
Yep. Oh, look, there's staples right there.
Is there staples in there? Oh, that's good. I thought I dealt with a package, but I have been handling so much.
I got a pack in that desk.
Yeah.
And I want another desk like that.
Another desk like the green one?
Yeah.
See, I almost need that desk to do a live.
Really? Yeah, we should.
I need
we
the
should
space.
set you up on that. And we could set the CPU down on the floor.
Yeah, that would be better. And then I'd have the pull-outs to put stuff on.
I could set you up with that other monitor so you can do dual screens too. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. What I would like to know is if we could remove the chat and have it on a screen of its own real big. We'll have to play with that and see if we can do that. What's your 20? We're sitting on our fannies right here, Holly. Oh, gosh. Okay. Have not seen any brown wrappers. So let's see what we got here. I pulled some random stuff out thinking I could do something with it. This is all stuff that Linda T had sent me. And I said, well, let's see if I can do a card with it.
Oh, and the cats are settled again.
Yes.
Tippy
I got to show you guys this.
Tippy is plotting his takeover of this cat colony to be the leader.
All right. So keep in mind, we are in our big front room. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And I'm going to have to move the earphones Scott gave me to use. All right. So I've got my big work table. That's Piper. And she's decided that's her throne. And I laid a quilt up there. Whoa. Sorry. Move the light. She's got a quilt.
Hold on, y'all.
Hang on tight.
Hang on tight.
There's that quilt that I've been working on. And I set it up there and she started bobbing her head and then she came running over and jumped up there. And now she thinks that's her spot. I keep hitting the light pole.
Come here, Pocket Panther.
Sally, come see Dad. And the other little cat over there is one of Greg's. You can't hardly see her. We call her a Pocket Panther, and she's all nails.
Stop. Be good.
She's like, what are you doing? She does not like to be held much.
This is the Pocket Panther.
This is the cat that was rescued out of the inside of a car. She had gotten caught in a wheel well, and she survived an hour-long ride, and then she was stuck out in the car all day in the heat. Please put your nails in. Do you like a mama cat? Oop, stop. She's like, I'm going to rip you open if you don't put me down.
She's everybody's friend.
Except when she does not like to be held at all. All right, I'm going to put you guys back down on the table since we can't seem to cat wrangle tonight.
You did a great job at cat herding. You gathered up all 3 cats in record time, shoved them in boxes, and brought them down here in the car.
And they cried the whole way, especially, and Callie and Howard bruised their noses. Callie especially, she was flipping out in the back seat. Can you go get me a little rubbing alcohol? It's on the table, the gray folding table there. So, yeah, it's been an interesting week. I was going to try to cut these, but I think we're just going to do torn cards because I don't have room to set that guillotine cutter up. Holly says, I love Scott's shirt. When you grow out of it, Scott, can I have it? Scott's sister brought that to him from Paris.
Yeah.
Sally got me a little bit, so I'm going to clean it out with some alcohol. She's got the sharpest nails. If I could, I would trim her nails, but
I have no idea what this says. It probably says Scott is a jerk, and it's not like a cat at all, or something.
I'm just going to clean that out because cat scratches can get bad if you don't deal with them. Mina says, rats, Holly. You called dibs before I could. Oh, I didn't realize this had words on the back. Wonderful. Well, I think this side is to get a usable space to go live. Take a little bit more this side. Oh, thank you, dear. Uh-oh, did we disappear? That's what we need to know. Had some buffering. We didn't see any difference here, so I'm sorry we lost you guys for a few minutes. Are we back now? Okay. Okay, I see an okay, she's back. Okay. All right, we are on our Wi-Fi here. I don't know where my super long cord is, or I would hook it up. It's in a box still. That's good to know. We probably, to go live, we probably need to have the super long cord and, just wheel it around the corner. It'll fit all the way back there to the linen closet.
That's a pretty good router.
It's doing pretty good, all in all.
A little better than the other one. Let's see.
All right, I'm just going to try to do this. See what we get. I don't have any wax paper in here, nothing. I do have a pair of scissors. So there's that. And I can trim away some of this. All right, whoa. These cats, if they see that cord to those, they'll be ripping them down. Let's see. Is Cheryl not feeling well? I hope she's feeling better. All right. Hopefully, before the hop date, I will be set up. That I will probably do on the middle table. It's picking up dirt and crud and everything. Somewhere I saw a little package of wet ones. Is that these? Antibacterial hand wipes that's been in storage. They don't feel very wet at all. I guess it was just too hot in the storage unit. Let's see if we can. Maybe I can take an eraser and clean.
Well, can't you put some alcohol on this wet?
I could. Well, I was just going to see. This is the wet ones. If you want to just pour a little bit in there.
Will do.
Thank you.
Oh.
On the top. I'm going to peel some of this
We'll
away.
rehydrate these, baby.
Sure could use some wax paper too. Which way am I going? I want to make sure I'm going the right way here. Scott's trying to fix me up here. I wonder if I could cut a butterfly out of that. Punches. Do I have? Let's see. Heart punches, miscellaneous punches. Where are my butterflies? There they are. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
This paper is real thin. It's a brown paper. Oh, it did good. Let's do 3 little butterflies. 2. All right. Wish I knew where my tape was. I think those, the 2 units that have tape and the pens got put inside a box. Maybe I'll find them in next while. I might have to do some rearranging of stuff. I was going to have all art related stuff on this side of that unit, and then on the other side I was going to do all sewing related. Tomorrow we've got to get that bookshelf back in the den. And we've been taking the protective paper off from, if you all remember, we redid the den floor in there, but we left that brown protect the floor paper down because of Greg and his cats. And Greg's, you know, he's not one to be on top of, like, if the cats get sick on the floor and that kind of stuff. I mean, he's a man. And so we've left it covered until we were down here and I could manage it. And I've been taking that paper up, and the floor just looks so nice. put 3 little butterflies on here. That looks like one of Cole's hairs. That's one thing, that Cole has microfine hair. And it just kind of floats through the air. Oh. I have a one of those gray kneaded erasers. Let's just use some Scotch Quick Dry here. And I've been finding all kinds of stuff. And as I find stuff, I try to put the like things together because, you know, some stuff was in storage, some stuff was at the cottage. So I've got a little of the same kind of stuff in 2 or 3 different places. And Scott gathered up all of the paint that we had in the house and all of the paint brushes and all that stuff. And he set aside a unit of shelves in the garage just for paint. And he has, the top shelf is solvent-based stuff. But then the next shelf down is all the acrylic paints that we painted walls and ceilings and stuff. And the entire shelf is full front to back. Plus it's double stacked or triple stacked? Triple stacked.
Well, double is triple.
So anyway, it's a lot of paint. He's got his earphones on so he can listen to something over there.
Dirty old car things.
Car stuff. He was watching this thing earlier of this man that got brutalized by the police. And he wasn't the one they were even looking for. And they stomped on his head and everything. It was awful. And it was his lawyer was talking about what had happened. That kind of thing should not happen. The few bad seeds make the whole thing bad. All right. So we've made a little card. It looks kind of plain. Now this is when you get your special stuff out. I've got this here was a something to do with art journaling. It's got that Art C on the side of it. And you're supposed to store them right side up because if you put them the other way, it all runs out. Hi, Gina. I hope you're feeling okay. I hurt for you. My son had to have a and he had to go back and back and back. So this stuff is kind of cool. This is the clear one, so I can just add a little bit on the butterflies. And we'll just make them more blingy. There's a little bit on the paper that Linda T had sent me in that book that she made me. That's got, this stuff's got glitter in it. So I said, well, I'll just make the butterflies more glittery since they're on the top of the paper. I think I ordered these glittery things off Scrapbook Pal. I haven't ordered anything in a while, and after going through stuff, I don't want to buy another thing. Right now, I don't want to buy anything. Whoa, I got a lot coming out. You have to squeeze it to get it to go down into the brush, but if you squeeze too hard, then it fills it up way too much. And that's why you can't store it upside down. So I'll stick this back in. And I have it in gold and silver too. Yeah. Well, Gina, we are currently, our cats from the cottage are here, plus my son's cats. Well, his cats stay in the main house, and our cats come in here, but then they just go back out on the catio that we fixed up for them. But at times, all six are in the house, plus we have Bernadette. So I don't think this is Winkostella because I don't know though. Can y'all see where it says this says art and then there's a copyright symbol. And that's all that's on it. And then you push on to get the stuff into the end. So I think it was some other company. But it could be. Get the scrap, see if it's flowing. I'm going to put a little gold in the middle of the butterfly. But yeah, we did that errand to Ollie's today to get what we went for was me some new earphones, but they didn't have any that I liked. And then Scott said I could use the Bose earphones. Just going to put a little of this on the edges. And what else did we get? Oh, we got some mats to put on either side of the bed to, wipe our feet off because we have hardwood floors. And it seems like we always pick something up on our feet. And then when we get in bed, it's all in the bed with us. So we just got some inexpensive bath mats that, if an animal gets sick on them, I can just throw them in the laundry. Put some of that on these lines that are in this paper. That looks pretty cool. Piper's back on her throne behind me on the quilt. I did not put that up there for her, but she says it's mine. Artology. Yes, Kathy, that was it. Artology. So I'm going to set that aside to dry, and we'll put together another top, and then I'll think about sentiments in a little bit. I don't know what I'll put on here. Well, I don't really have anything planned because we're still in the middle of unpacking. It just seems like it's a never-ending thing, but I needed a break from it. Hey, girl. They didn't get to see you up close. She said, I don't care. I'm just going through. So I'm just going to glue the whole front of this and lay it on here. I'm going to open this one up so I have something to glue on. These were old wipes. They're all dried out. Scott rehydrated the ones in the package, but I'm going to set this on here. I'm just going to glue here. You got to take a nap time. I've been on go since we got back down here. He was smart and took a couple days and just crashed, and I just kept going. And then the other day I was feeling bad and moving slower and feeling guilty about moving slower. And I said, you know what? I had to tell myself, there's no set time all of this has to be done. It's not like, I have anybody to answer to. It's my own mind in my own head. I just don't like to live with boxes everywhere. I just don't like it. See that glue? Let's fold that glue in and then I can wipe this off. Good night, Cheryl. I hope you feel better. Gina, I know what you mean. We have taken so much, and it's like, why did we buy this? Why did we think this needed to be part of our lives? And then my mother-in-law was talking about, y'all are going to have your hands full when I pass on, but there's a lot of really good stuff in here. And I'm like, it's just stuff. It's just stuff. I don't know about y'all, but even during this whole pandemic situation that we're in, I'm finding that I have discovered that acquiring things and stuff has become less important to me. And what's become more important is time, having more time to do stuff. And with limited supplies, I don't need a whole lot of stuff. I don't need the latest thing that's to come out. And so I've not really bought anything in a while as far as craft related stuff, because I'm just not there mentally anymore. I'm going to use one of these stickers. These were kind of cool stickers. Let's see, which one matches this card best? I think this one. Uh-oh. All right, I'll set that aside, and that'll be just a quick card like that, and we'll put a sentiment there. But we'll wait until we're doing sentiments all together. I don't have a lot more of these to do. Let's get a piece of this and do the same thing. Just cover the front of this again. Let me go grab some wax paper because I need some. We've got a bunch. Out there. I finished these cards up. I want to show you some things my sister made for me over the years. If for anyone that doesn't know, my sister is a potter, and she also teaches elementary art. Yep. Gina, we're a lot alike in that I have just Greg, but see, with Greg, he'd hold on to everything. He is the worst at holding on to things. That's one thing that's taking me a while. I mean, he would clean up for when we would be coming down, but the rest of the time he would just eat, sleep, go to work, and just let everything pile up. And he's just not he's just not like his mother when it comes to tidiness. And what's bad is Scott likes tidy too. So is Norma here? And I missed her. Well, there she is. Hi, Norma. Now this, Scott put alcohol on this. I bet this stuff will move that's on here. Plus it'll make my paper all weird. I hadn't thought about that. That's okay. It might lead to something cool. Let's try that. We might discover something. Whew. Nothing too crazy. Now, see, my son Greg, he would say he would want all the cookbooks because he loves to cook. He was talking about he had ordered another cookbook. And I said, Greg, I said, you can't use all the cookbooks you already have. I said, why don't you just enjoy the ones? Oh, no, this is from the 1950s, and it's got such and such recipe in it. I'm like, I bet you could find that recipe online. Oh, no. He's still at the buy and purchase phase at 34. So I don't know why it takes us so long to wake up and realize you don't have to. You don't have to have everything. It took Scott and I too long. These stickers were gooey, and this nice alcohol is making them better. All right, so I'm going to let that one go just as that. It's got a little more gluey bits up here. These are just going to be tuck-in notes. I've got some homesteading magazines that there's a young family that moved from California to North Carolina, and I wrote to her and I said, would you like these magazines? I said, if not, I'm going to just donate them or toss them. She's like, oh, yeah, we'll take them. So she sent me her P.O. box. So I've got her a medium-sized box, jam full of all these countryside and backwoods home, that kind of stuff. Let me pull that one back here. Hang on a minute. This opens, it can open this way, or it could open this way. I don't think these really match though, do they? No, it's a little off. This feels like it needs something. Maybe we'll let's pull out Linda's book again and see what's in here. I thought Linda did an excellent job, and the other one I got is equally as impressive. I just don't know where it is right now. This 2018 we did this swap. She made the coolest paper clips where she looks like she wrapped fabric and then washi tape on them. There's so many neat ideas, and there's one of her paper clips, and she put the heads on them, and then she curled this over here and she added charms. That is so cool. Hi, Cole. Do you want them to see your beautiful face? We're calling Cole the a-hole because he's not being nice.
He took off.
Did he? Cole, he's right there. Cole, come here. Come here. You may be pretty, but you're a jerk.
You're going to be a YouTube star.
Come here. Come here, Cole. This is Greg's other cat. This is Cole. And he's had such an attitude. You're gonna say I'm gorgeous and I think I'm in charge of everything. He's the one that's got the hair that floats. Piper, you could come and be on TV too, or on the YouTube. Piper, come here. She's looking at me like, you held Cole. How dare you? So that's the three cats that are Greg's. Our cats are out on the porch and the dog is outside, which she's been kind of enjoying being outside, except when I leave her out there too long. And then she's like, remember, I'm an indoor dog now. You don't leave me out. I'm a pampered princess. But she's okay. She's okay outside for a little bit. Let's see what she's tucked in here. She tucked all kinds of cool things. I'm almost thinking about putting this lady on that card. I think there's two. said, well, I can find things that folks sent me right now, so I might as well use some of them. I found the book started. Mary was talking about this the other day. That was talking about the number of unfinished projects that you have laying around, and that not to count the journals because journals are kind of ongoing. I said, but golly, Mary, I've got like a box of journals that I need to just finish before I start another journal. Now see if I had my white fussy cutting scissors, but they're part of the MIA range of things. But I also have a whole bunch of sewing projects that I need to finish. So what I might do is, Scott was going to build me a table out of one of his work tables that he's decided he doesn't really think is useful. It's too wide, he said. But he said he could make me a table for my sewing machine so I could have my regular sewing machine, my serger, and then my sewing machine that has the broken reverse on it that I cannot get fixed because the part for it is no longer made. But it still makes automatic buttonholes. So I said, well, instead of retiring it, I'll keep it just to make buttonholes and go from there. Bear with me. I know watching somebody fussy cut, that's got to be thrilling. But I was trying to think of all the stuff I have that is unfinished. And I thought, that should be my first thing I do. Go through all the unfinished projects and be honest with myself. Am I going to finish it? And if not, just throw it away because I need to not hold on to things. I'm not going to keep the flowers behind her, I don't think, because they're kind of wispy. She kind of reminds me of Marilyn Monroe. And that was probably the whole thing. What was this, 1957? Was she still around then? Can't remember when she died. I'll look at chat here in just a sec, guys. Give me just a sec. Trying to fussy cut with these monster scissors is a trip and a half. But she's pretty and she matches the cards. So we're going back to the cottage on Saturday, provided it doesn't rain on us. And we're going to take Adele's grandfather clock. That long story. There was another house down the street that was also owned by his aunt and uncle, and it got broken into, and a bunch of antique vintage clocks got stolen, and they tried to pull this grandfather clock through a bathroom window and broke it all up, and we had the internal part of it sent off and rebuilt, and Adele paid, the bill on that because it was like $500 or something. And so it's been living here at our house, and we're just tired of it being here. And if you step just right and the floorboards move, the clock goes bong, 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 and it drives you crazy. So we're going to take that up, and Adele is going to meet us there so that Scott how to deal with the furnace. if the line gets plugged or if she has any problems that is easily fixed, but she would end up having to call somebody if she doesn't know how to do it. So we're going to do that and get the last of our stuff out of the garage, I think. And our son might go with us. I'm hoping he will still go with us to do the heavy lifting because, quite frankly, I'm tired of the heavy lifting. And I have bruises, you guys. I have bruises all over my tummy, all over my... I don't know. I've got wounds like that are healing really. This move has been trippy. She died August 4th, 1962. So she was probably meant to look like her. Let's see if we can do this. I wasn't even born in 1962. She was gone before I was born. I was watching something about the life and times of one of the actresses back then. And now I can't remember her name. You want to watch a really sad, I know he's kind of off color, but if you want to see something, a really sad life story is Benny Hill. He never spent any money and he died all alone. And they found him just in his apartment, the original apartment he always lived in, with stacks of money around him, and he just passed away at home. I must say that's a big fear for me, to be all alone. See, isn't she pretty? Let me stick her on. Even with the card. Oh, look, even her bicycle logo on there. And I think the only stick-em I have for my Xyron is the kind that laminates it too. So I would have to recut her out. That's pretty bad. Well, I'm going to glue her down. This is such a fun book that Linda T made for me. I'll just set it on the floor. The cats will come and think it's really cool. And see, I was born in March 1964. So let's see here. I did find all my, that kitty cat book I started. It's up on the thing too. I could do some gluing in that. In the cat book that y'all, a bunch of you sent me a whole bunch of pictures. I think that's far enough to get her glued down. If not, we'll add some more glue. Something just went thump in the bedroom.
Uh-oh.
You didn't hear it? The cats, Greg bought his cats these, they're balls of catnip. I don't know if anybody's ever seen them, but when they start playing with them, they are really loud. And Sally, especially, she loves to just get them going down the hallway. Brrr, sounds like a bowling ball. That's how heavy they are. I'm not going to keep her legs. Unless I did a whole journal on pink shorts or legs or something like that, there would be no reason to keep that. So that's cute. And then I could put something up there that says, well, hello, or something. But yeah, I did that meditation last night. I just can't thank Shelly enough. That really relieved a lot of stress, and I slept so good. Got a little anxious this afternoon when things weren't moving again and letting things get to me. So I said, I don't know if I even want to do it. And Scott was like trying to help me, and it's just not doing like I want. But it's adding a little bit of a shadow. It's just a graphite pencil. You don't have to cook tonight. Whoop, whoop. That's always good. I just made quick hamburgers, some baked beans, and some Brussels sprouts in the microwave. That's what we had for dinner. And we stopped and saw Scott's mom today. I think we woke her up from her nap. Her hearing aids are picking up a radio station, so she keeps saying she's got people living under the house playing Christian music, but she also can hear the songs. There's church just up the street, and they play some music right before the bells toll, and we could hear them today. And we asked her, Mother, is that what you're hearing? She says, well, I didn't want to say anything. And I said, well, that's just the church up the road. That's normal. And my brother-in-law put a lock on the crawl space door. So we said, your crawl space is all locked up. Nobody can get under there without you knowing about it. It just upsets her. You know, she's reached that age where she's easily upset. Let's see what you guys are saying. Uh-oh, Kathy. You can't forget to eat. I find that's when I start feeling... Scott says he calls it hangry. He was getting hangry earlier today. So we stopped. Where did we stop today? Was that today or was that yesterday?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday we went to Rush's and got hamburgers. No, he got barbecue and I got a nasty chicken sandwich. That's right. It was awful. And then we went to...
They put too much mayonnaise on everything here. It's a problem.
Yeah, and if you don't remember to tell them, they really suck it too. I don't like that. But now, if anybody says anything, I know you're not supposed to drop your pencils. That comment a lot. Don't drop your pencils. Okay, I won't.
Well, you know what? Things happen. Sometimes I drop stuff.
Yep, sometimes I do too. Just add a little bit of pink hue around her. Well, Kathy, I hope he's bringing you something good. We've been enjoying not getting takeout a lot. I thought about trying to play some kind of game with you guys, but I just don't know where most of my supplies are. My red cart is still up in the garage at the little house, and Greg brought my cutting mats down, which was great. And then I ended up throwing one of them away because it's got too many cuts in it. I can't really work with it. So I said, you know what? I think it's just time to let that one go. And I have a new one that's a little bit smaller, and it actually makes the cutting table behind me. I think it's going to work out perfectly. So I need to think up some sentiments to put on these cards. Anytime I find like cut off segments that look like if you fold them in half, they'd make really cool cards. I like to do that. That takes care of the scrap laying around. And it gives me some cards to mail out. I was watching a Sherlock Holmes, the old one. It was a really good one. So that's a pretty card. Hello, Susan Ernst. Welcome. Is Mary? I think Mary's been here, but kind of lurking. I thought she came in earlier. Oh, goodness. Kathy, we have everything around us here, and we're near all of the worst places. We're like 10 minutes to Zesto's, 8 minutes to Krispy Kreme. Dunkin' Donuts is just up the road. We can, if you name it, we can be there in 10 minutes.
If the wind is right, I can smell those Krispy Kreme donuts out in the yard.
Oh, I know.
There's an Otis Spunkmeyer bakery about 3 miles from here, and I can smell those poppy seed muffins when they're baking those.
I'm going to get a purple pen here. This is one of those crystal pens. We'll add a border. Let's use the back of one of these just to make sure this pen is going. Guess not. I don't know if y'all had grandparents like mine, but if a pen wasn't writing, do you know what my grandmother would do to get it to write? Yep. Or a lighter. She'd take and light the end. I thought this was a brand new pen, but look, there doesn't look like there's any ink in it. Could have swore I just bought these. Oh, we got purple. I just had to be patient. Here we go. Just do a sketchy line. Let's see, what can the sentiment be? Should I put it on a separate piece? Holly says you can find a bar easier than somewhere to eat around where she is. I like to make enchiladas. I like to make them and bake them in the oven. Now, what can we do for aw. Well, here with Krispy Kreme, if they click the hot light on, you can go and buy a dozen, get a dozen free. Not that Scott and I need 2 dozen of donuts around, but the thing about when they're hot and fresh off that conveyor, man, you can eat a half dozen before you're done at the traffic light next to it because they just melt in your mouth.
Like when Greg was little and we'd go get 2 dozen like that, he'd be in the back seat and he's like, Daddy, aren't you supposed to chew? Hush, son. Daddy's driving. You can eat 6 or 7 on the way home.
In no time at all.
When they're hot out of that grease, oh. Can you think of anything worse to eat? It's bread dough fried in grease and covered in sugar.
Sugar, yeah.
And of course,
Ooh.
There's all the cops and donuts jokes.
Yeah. Oh, the hot light's on. Don't get run over.
Casey Police, Dunkin' Donuts, how can I help you?
Let's see if I can write this before he comes through again and jiggles me. I hear the ball of catnip. Now I want Krispy Kreme donuts, you guys. We got to quit talking about things I'm not supposed to eat.
How's that donut, officer?
Let Scott get by before I try to write again. Now we have to make it look like it was on purpose if that line is wobbly. What's bad is the Dunkin' Donuts is just down the street from the Krispy Kreme, but the Krispy Kreme always wins out because they're right on the main road, Charleston Highway and 12th Street. So if you get off of 77 or 26 on 12th Street Extension, you can be at Krispy Kreme in like 9 minutes from the highway, and then you can get back on. So, yeah. Hello. There are how many Goodwills within 30 minutes of us? There's Garner's Ferry, St. Andrews, Lexington 1 and 2.
There you go.
And then there's another one in Lexington, so that's 5.
Yeah.
5 Goodwills.
And one of them is a Ben's.
Yeah, and one is a Ben's, meaning you and actually it's Ben's on one side, and then on the other is like a regular retail Goodwill. So if you go over to the regular side and just look through, if you don't find anything, you can always go in the bins because everything that doesn't sell at the retail gets sent over to the bins, and then you pay in, $1.20. I think it's $1.27 a pound. But with how much stuff I've taken in there right now, I'm not wanting to go thrifting anytime soon. I just want to get my house in order. Get my junk out of my trunk and get it organized. All right, so we're going to say that's a card. Ta-da. And I made that with Linda T's book. Now, let's go back to the butterflies. And I'll use them. There's actually a Starbucks on the main drag here, but Scott and I like our cost plus world market coffee, and you buy a certain number, I think it's 6 bags, you'll get a bag of coffee for free. And I do like tea. I grew up drinking tea with my grandmother. That would be, I'd get off the school bus in New York, which I grew up in upstate New York, not far from where Cindy used to live. I mean, I think it's kind of funny that she and I live so close and never met, but then I never was really allowed off the farm except to go to school. Kathy has to go get her dinner, have fun.
I'll let you run amok.
And Scott's let me run amok, which is kind of good because I'm kind of unruly after being locked away all those years. I don't deal well with people telling me what I cannot do. It's like, oh yeah, you think so? Just watch me.
They couldn't believe you drove to New York by yourself.
Yeah, my classmate, you drove from South Carolina to New York all by yourself? I was like, yeah, it was fun. I took back roads, but man, I was sore for days afterwards. Driving alone and not sharing the drive time is really rough on your body. It really is. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, I like tea in the afternoons. It's just a thing I just naturally do because I would get off the school bus at like 3:30, and Grandma would have tea and that day's cookies. But she made the best soft molasses cookies. Oh my word, they were just so good. And I loved her ginger snaps, and I love to make her sugar cookies, but Scott likes the sugar cookies when they're first out of the oven, but once they've sat, he's not real big on them, and then I end up eating them all. So I don't really bake very often except at holidays when I can like fork the baked goods off on other people. I would bake when I was working though, because I could take it in, and man, the folks I worked with just loved the the home baked goods. Am I spinning again? The chat's not moving, so I'm concerned. I adore ginger snaps. And at World Market, they have a tin they sell every Christmas, and they have those really thin ones in it that are just so good with tea. Oh, I just love them. I don't know what to put on this. I feel like it needs something more. Let me peek around and see if I have what I think I have available. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Oh. I don't know what's in this one here. The label fell out of it. No, it's something else. I don't know what that says. Can't read my own handwriting, so I'll just peek. Oh, purse handles. Nope. Somewhere I have a box that is nothing but pearls. Like I said, some of my stuff is still missing. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Let's use some of these. These are available. These are pretty. We'll just add some of these on here. See, we are debating, since we are going to go get the stuff on Saturday, which is Halloween. We are debating whether it'd be worth it to get some candy. And Greg said, "Oh, please get some candy so that the kids can have some." I said, "Well, we might not even be back, during the time that they let the kids go around. And I don't know if they're going to let the kids go around this year." So I'm just going to get a piece of this paper.
I still wish I could go trick or treating.
We can carry our candy around and kids can come up to us. We can dress Ed and Wilma again. We'll have to make masks that are Flintstone.
I'll have your hair.
Oh, yeah, you don't have any hair either. Oh, Lisa had to go too. All right, good night, Lisa. And see, I don't think we'll see our little nieces and nephews either. I'm just going to put some random jewels on this card.
It's a mess. Feel bad for them kids.
Scott goes by. I jump all over the place. My chair vibrates. It's just, oh. Cindy Utter. That's Cindy's last name. I was sitting here trying to think of Cindy's last name. Just was not coming to me, but she and I grew up not too far away from each other, really. In upstate New York. 3 hours from the city.
How far is it from Syracuse?
How far from
Scranton?
From Scranton? About 45 minutes.
About 40 minutes.
I think, because it's not long until you're in Binghamton.
Yeah, it's not far from me.
Thanks, Gina. So I'm going to try to get back to doing my weekly Wednesdays, but bear with me. It might take me a couple of weeks to get things, evened out. And I'm going to be participating in Mary's Next Hop. I have it written down on my calendar, but right now I don't know where my calendar is. So if somebody wants to put the next hop date in the chat, that's fine. Mary, you can do it if you're here. And I'm going to do something fun. I might have to go buy some bases for them. And those are not dry yet, of the Stella stuff. I'm just going to pick up random ones. When you make cards, if you add too much dimension, they'll charge you extra. That's just how it's. You'd think I would have put out more of the same colors here. And I'm not too worried about the excess glue. It'll dry clear. I'm more worried about the gems staying on. I don't want to use any of the huge ones. Might use that one. Yeah. Scott's been up to the farm a couple times, but the farm doesn't belong to the family anymore, so step cousins and real cousins had a fight over that, so I stayed out of it. I said, you know, I moved away for a reason, and being in the middle of that is not where I want to be. So I just let them have at it and let that be. Thought it was a shame they couldn't work something out to where it could stay in the family, but you know. I'm looking for another purple one, so there won't be one here. Oh, there's more in the jar. I can dump more out. Ah, that's one, a purple one. We use that purple one. Maybe some more light pink ones now. Oh, you're buffering again. Well, so that tells us as soon as we can find that cable, we need to put that where I can get to it. All right. Well, I'm just going to leave that like that for now. I could add a lot more, but I think that gives it a kind of a sparkle across and it looks fine. I might add, when that glittery stuff is totally dry, I might add some other things to the butterflies and maybe a trail. And then I've got this one that needs something here. It's so much easier if you put your stuff on something else. I've already got a little arrow here. It just needs a word. Let's see what we got here in this. These are all flowers I think I've made or other people have made. This one looks like it might actually match it pretty good. See, I put them on this paper in the package with a repositionable thing. Stick them. No, that's just off a little bit. Let's see here. I have leaves too. These are awful big to have 3 of them on here. I think I'm going to do 2 of those, and then I'll get some leaves. Luckily, I know where some stuff is. This is leaves and feathers. I don't think the dark ones. Of course, I got 2 that are smaller leaves. Might need those leaves for the project I'm going to do for Mary's hop. I need to get that date down again. Oh, do I have? Yes. Let's see. Looking for a little sentiment to go on that tiny little label. Got one that says "Fear the beard." I don't think that applies. Well, let's see. I really like this. You've got this, but it's so big. This laugh is cool. That might actually fit. Let's see, I've been on for almost going on 2 hours. I'm going to finish this card and we're going to call it a night. Okay, guys? I'm starting to get tired. And I need to go get the dog in. Luckily, she's just in our backyard. Nothing can hurt her back there because it's her own place. Aw, he's out on the porch. He's got, like, Piper has the cutting table in here as her high spot. He has taken over the table out there.
He's plotting his takeover of the colony.
Yes, he's planning his takeover of this colony of cats. He's going to be the leader. So maybe we'll do a live from the catio at some point so you guys can see the cottage kitties have settled in. Everybody seems happy. And nobody's hurt anybody yet, knock on wood. This says, all you need is love, and that's stamped so nice. And it fit that little pointy label perfectly. I need more tiny sentiments like that. I think they're perfect. All right. And these are flowers that I made. So maybe we'll do this way. And this way. And then put the 2 flowers on it. That kind of looks all right. We'll do that. That can be Scott's next crafting. We'll have to get Scott to do some crafting. He says he's not talented, but I think he is. Watch, I've made this card all upside down and backwards. I guess I should have checked that. Let's see. Let's see. How does it open? Just like that. All right. So it'll stand up, whoever gets it. I like to make cards that stand up. Oh, I'm out of shot. Sorry. Tippy will be back. He's just settling in. And they come in the evenings and have their night crazy moments of running around and hiding and jumping at each other from under boxes. And they're not going to know what to do when the boxes are all dealt with. Good night, Linda H. I'm just going to stay on just a couple more minutes. Finish this card up. Thank you for coming. There we go. My little glue ball. And then I'll bring the cards over that I made and I will tell you good night. See, I still have 3 more cards I could make, but I'm getting tired. So I think we'll call it a night. So there's that one. And our little hello lady. And then the little butterflies that I haven't decided what I'm going to put on there. Oh, there we go. And guess what? It goes this way. It opens different than the others. I could put a sentiment right in here on a block of something. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. I'm just getting tired, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you all so much for coming. And if you have a moment and you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you leave a thumbs up before you leave. Looks like I've got 29 thumbs up. That's awesome. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. Take care. Bye-bye.